Rhoda Williams lived for the stars. From a very young age, she was captivated by the mysteries of the universe. The twinkling lights in the sky were not just distant suns to her, they were beacons of hope and dreams. From her childhood bedroom window, the vast expanse of the night sky felt like a familiar friend. Every night she would sit by the window, her eyes glued to the heavens, imagining the endless possibilities that lay beyond. She traced constellations with her finger, devoured astronomy books and dreamt of distant galaxies. Her room was filled with star charts, telescopes and models of planets. Her dedication paid off. She spent countless hours studying, driven by an insatiable curiosity and a burning desire to explore the unknown. At 17, she received the acceptance letter she'd been longing for, MIT. It was a moment of pure elation, the culmination of years of hard work and unwavering determination. It felt like touching the stars themselves. The excitement was palpable. She could hardly believe that her dream was finally within reach. The future seemed bright and full of promise. Rhoda's parents, her teachers, her whole town shared in her triumph. They had watched her grow, seen her passion, and now they celebrated her success. It was a proud moment for everyone who had supported her along the way. She was a small-town girl on her way to greatness. With a suitcase full of dreams and a heart full of hope, she set off for a new chapter in her life. The journey ahead was daunting, but she was ready to face it head-on. But fate, it seemed, had other plans. Life has a way of throwing unexpected challenges our way, and Rhoda was no exception. The skies that once seemed so full of promise now appeared dark and foreboding. On a celebratory night with friends, Rhoda made a choice that would forever alter the course of her life. One drink too many, a careless decision. It was supposed to be a night of joy and celebration, but it quickly turned into a nightmare, and the world went black. In an instant, everything changed. The dreams she had worked so hard for seemed to slip away, replaced by uncertainty and fear. The road to recovery would be long and arduous, but Rhoda was determined to find her way back to the stars. The flashing lights of the police cars were blinding. The metallic scent of blood filled the air, and the sound of a woman's scream echoed in Rhoda's ears long after the sirens faded. She had no memory of the crash itself, only fragmented images of the aftermath. But as the fog in her mind cleared, the horrific truth became devastatingly clear. The other car carried a young family, a pregnant mother, her young son, both gone. Rhoda, charged with vehicular manslaughter, was sentenced to 8 years. Gone were the dreams of MIT, replaced by the cold, harsh reality of prison bars. The guilt was a crushing weight, a constant companion in her cell's suffocating darkness. Life after prison was a constant struggle. Rhoda found work as a school janitor, the silence of the empty hallways mirroring the emptiness within her. The guilt was a physical sensation now, a knot in her stomach that tightened with every breath. She was a ghost, haunting the edges of a life she no longer felt worthy of living. She avoided people, her only solace the night sky. The stars, once symbols of hope, now mocked her with their unattainable distance. The universe felt vast and indifferent, a cold reminder of the life she'd taken and the dreams she'd shattered. Yet, even in the depths of despair, a flicker of hope emerged from an unexpected source. The news was filled with it, the discovery of Earth 2. An identical Earth in a parallel universe offering a tantalizing glimpse into what might have been. A lottery was being held, a chance for one lucky individual to journey to this new world. Rhoda, initially hesitant, felt a pull, a whisper of possibility. She entered the lottery, her heart torn between hope and a searing sense of unworthiness. Days turned into weeks, each one an agonizing wait. Then the impossible happened. Rhoda's name was drawn. She was going to Earth 2. The news was met with mixed emotions, fear, excitement, and the overwhelming weight of her past. Section 5. A Bridge Across the Cosmos. The Journey to Earth. 2 was a blur of anticipation and dread. Stepping out of the transport capsule, Rhoda was greeted by a world both familiar and alien. The air smelled different, the sky a shade bluer. She was assigned a liaison, a kind, older woman named Amelia, who guided her through the transition. It was during a community gathering that Rhoda met him. John, a carpenter with kind eyes and a warm smile. Their connection was instant, their shared love for astronomy forging a bond that transcended their different worlds. As their relationship deepened, so did Rhoda's internal struggle. How could she, a woman carrying such a heavy burden, allow herself happiness? The longer Rhoda kept her secret, the heavier it became. John's gentle nature and unwavering support chipped away at the walls she'd so carefully erected. She found herself confiding in him, sharing her passion for astronomy, her dreams, her fears. But the truth, like a shadow, loomed large. One evening, under the twinkling expanse of the Earth-2 sky, Rhoda finally confessed. Her voice trembled as she spoke of the accident, the guilt, the crushing weight of her past. John listened, his face a mixture of shock and disbelief, as the woman he'd fallen in love with revealed the darkness she carried within. The revelation shattered their newfound happiness. It was as if the very foundation of their relationship had been built on a fault line, and now, it had finally given way. The room, once filled with laughter and dreams, now echoed with the sounds of heartbreak and despair. John, heartbroken and angry, pushed Rhoda away. His mind was a whirlwind of emotions, each one more painful than the last. He had trusted her, loved her, and now, he felt utterly betrayed. The weight of her past actions bore down on him, making it impossible to see a future together. He couldn't reconcile the woman he loved with the ghost of her past. Every time he looked at her, he saw the shadows of her mistakes, the pain she had caused. It was a constant battle between his heart and his mind, and he was losing. The pain in his eyes mirrored her own, a constant reminder of the happiness she'd destroyed. Rhoda felt the weight of her guilt pressing down on her, suffocating her. She had hoped for redemption, but now, it seemed like an impossible dream. The broken mirror hypothesis, a theory about Earth-2, offered a glimmer of hope. Scientists believed that Earth-2 was a parallel world, a place where events might have unfolded differently. It was a tantalizing possibility, a chance to rewrite the past. It suggested that while Rhoda's life had taken a tragic turn on her Earth, on Earth-2, the family she'd hurt might still be alive. This idea consumed her thoughts, offering a fragile thread of hope. Maybe, just maybe, there was a world where her mistakes hadn't caused so much pain. Torn between her love for John and the chance to right a wrong, Rhoda made a decision. She spent countless nights wrestling with her conscience, weighing her options. The thought of losing John was unbearable, but so was the idea of not trying to make amends. She gave John her return ticket to Earth, a chance to find his family, to have the life that had been so cruelly stolen. It was the ultimate sacrifice, a testament to her love and her desire for his happiness. As she watched him leave, a mix of sorrow and hope filled her heart. She knew she might never see him again, but she also knew that she had done the right thing. In that moment, she found a sliver of peace, knowing that she had given him a chance at a new beginning. With John gone, Rhoda felt utterly alone. She had sacrificed her own happiness for a chance at redemption, a chance for John to find peace. But what awaited her now? What purpose did her life serve on this unfamiliar earth? As she stood on the shore, the waves crashing against the sand, a figure emerged from the mist. It was her, the Rhoda from Earth-2. A Rhoda untouched by the tragedy, her eyes sparkling with the same love for the stars that she once knew. The sight of her other self, a living, breathing reminder of the life she could have had, was almost too much for Rhoda to bear. It was as if she was staring into a mirror that reflected not just her face, but her soul, her choices, and the paths she had taken. The weight of what could have been pressed heavily on her chest, making it hard to breathe. This encounter sent a wave of grief crashing over Rhoda, a grief so profound it felt like it could drown her. She thought of all the moments lost, the dreams unfulfilled, and the love that had slipped through her fingers. The pain was a physical presence, wrapping around her heart and squeezing until she thought she might break. But amidst the pain, a sense of closure emerged. It was a strange, bittersweet feeling, like the final note of a sad song. She realized that while she could not change the past, she could find peace in accepting it. The tears that had once been a symbol of her sorrow now felt like a release, a way to cleanse her soul and make room for something new. She saw in her other's eyes not judgment but understanding. It was a look that said, "I know your pain, for it is my own." In that moment, Rhoda felt a connection that transcended time and space, a bond forged in the fires of shared experience. It was as if they were two halves of a whole, each incomplete without the other. They were two sides of the same coin, forever linked by a shared past and divergent paths. Each had walked a different road, but those roads had led them to this moment, this intersection of fate. It was a reminder that life is not a straight line. but a series of twists and turns, each leading to new possibilities. Rhoda's journey was far from over. In fact, it felt like it was just beginning. The road ahead was uncertain, filled with challenges and unknowns, but it was also filled with potential. She felt a spark of determination ignite within her, a resolve to face whatever came her way with courage and grace. The guilt and pain would always be a part of her. They were scars on her heart, reminders of the battles she had fought and the losses she had endured, but they were also a testament to her strength, proof that she had survived and could continue to survive. She looked at her reflection and saw not just the pain, but the resilience that had carried her through. But in this encounter, in this strange twist of fate, she found a glimmer of hope. It was a small, fragile thing, like a single star in a dark sky, but it was enough. It was a reminder that even in the darkest moments there is always a chance for light. She felt a sense of renewal, a belief that she could find happiness and fulfillment, even after all she had been through. A chance to forge a new path, to create a future that honored her past, but was not defined by it. She knew it would not be easy, that there would be obstacles and setbacks, but she also knew that she had the strength to overcome them. She felt a sense of purpose, a drive to move forward and make the most of the life she had been given, to honor the memory of those she'd lost by embracing the life she'd been given. She would carry their love and their lessons with her, using them as a guide to navigate the challenges ahead. She would live not just for herself, but for them, making choices that reflected the values and dreams they had shared. The stars, once distant and unattainable, now twinkled with a renewed sense of purpose, as if they were lighting the way for her journey. They were a symbol of hope, a reminder that even in the vastness of the universe, there is a place for each of us. She felt a sense of connection to something greater, a belief that her life had meaning and that she was not alone, guiding her towards an uncertain but hopeful future. She took a deep breath, feeling the cool night air fill her lungs, and took her first step forward. The path ahead was unknown, but she was ready to face it, armed with the lessons of her past and the hope of a brighter tomorrow.